Jabbar spent $1,000 to buy a corpse, then hurriedly took it to the hospital. In a panic, he told the doctors that his brother had fallen from the third floor and was now unconscious. He begged them to do whatever it took to save his brother's life. No matter the cost, he was willing to pay. The doctors quickly wheeled the man into the operating room, but after a quick examination, they immediately realized that the man had already been dead for quite some time. However, they had just heard. Jabbar, no matter how much it costs, I'll pay. To them, this was a golden opportunity. Thus, a life-saving performance began. The doctor rushed out looking extremely anxious and told Jabbar, your brother's injuries are very severe. He needs a special miracle drug immediately. Go to the hospital pharmacy and buy it right away. Without hesitation, Jabbar followed the doctor's instructions. A few boxes of medicine cost him several $1,000s. He handed the miracle drug to a nurse, but as soon as she turned around, she quietly returned the medicine to the pharmacy. Before leaving, she reminded the pharmacist, don't forget my cut when splitting the money. Not long after, another doctor came out with a serious expression and told Jabbar, the situation is much worse than we thought. We need to bring in the hospital's top surgeon for an emergency operation. The surgery fee is $20,000. Without a second thought, Jabbar handed over another $20,000. Soon a so-called expert arrived inside the operating room. Doctors and nurses were rushing in and out, each with a grave and focused expression, as if they were genuinely performing a high-stakes surgery. Jabbar stood outside watching them scramble around, and couldn't help but think what a waste of talent. They should all be actors. In reality, there was no surgery at all. The doctors and nurses were simply sitting inside, chatting leisurely while waiting for time to pass. This wasn't the first time they had pulled off such a scam. Finally, after what seemed like the right amount of time, the doctors stepped out of the operating room, faces filled with regret. They shook their heads and solemnly told Jabbar, we did everything we could, but unfortunately, your brother's injuries were just too severe. He didn't make